Yes, good evening to our viewers out there in television land, and a happy new year 2013 to everybody out there. This is the first time we're back since the Christmas holidays, and it's really good to be back. I'd like to say warm wishes to all the persons who have met me over the holiday seasons and express, their gratitude, and some have expressed how the show have impacted their lives. So I'm happy that I'm able to sit here and do that. 2013 was challenging, and I have a feeling 2012 was challenging, and I have a feeling 2013 is going to be just as challenging. We're going to, as usual, talk about some of the current issues in our community meaning from Anegada all the way to Josh Van Dyke. And of course, we'll touch on everything else that falls in between there. And I might remind our viewers right now that the show is also broadcast on the internet on www.jtvlive.net. That's www.jtvlive.net. We're going to talk about some of the current issues that are affecting this community as well. We're going to talk a little bit about the DMV, some of the changes I have noticed at the DMV. We're going to talk a little bit about traffic, some stuff about tourism, and of course, we're going to talk about the ongoing projects for the territory to try to develop the territory and make it into a more cohesive place. I also have something to talk about, and that is the service that we pay for, the goods and services that we pay for, and what are our expectations or what we should be receiving when making payments. So we're going to talk about that as well. The DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicle, I've noticed some changes. Seems to me like the process has been streamlined a bit in order to get vehicles licensed, and I think that is something good. Something that they're doing, you have to have some form of identification when you're doing business with them, which is something good. And I'm still of the opinion though that the DMV statistical data, the database, etc. I'm still of the opinion that the police should have access to some parts of that information. I think it's about time that we see that kind of connection happening, where the police are able to pull up information and deal with situations right away rather than having to wait a long time to deal with it. Another thing we're going to touch on a little bit is the traffic. The traffic is continuing to be challenging. I'm still appealing to the motoring public out there to be courteous and to don't drive for yourself, but drive for everybody else around you, and to be mindful that I've been looking at some of the statistics from 2011, mind you, 2011, not even 2012, and it seems like we have, I think it was somewhere in the region of 800 new people driving on the road, and we had quite a large number of vehicles on the road as well. So all of that taken into consideration, I think we must be mindful that on any given day there could also be an additional amount of tourists renting vehicles and being on the road, or even local people renting vehicles and being on the road. So there's a mass difference to how it used to be, and I think we have to be a little bit more mindful of, how we use the roadway. And talking about the roadway, I think it's about time we started asking the question about improvements to the roadway. I'm not talking about building new highways. I'm talking about the existing roads that we use every day. The surface, to sort of improve the surface so that it could be more, a more comfortable ride and less wear and tear on the vehicles. Less wear and tear on the vehicles obviously mean more money in the citizens' pockets, and more money in the citizens' pockets, in my opinion, could translate into better economic times for the country. So it's a domino effect. If people have more money, they probably can do other things other than just shelter, food, and etc. So I think that's something we need to look at. There are some areas that would need some attention, and it might be a good idea to try and do these things, especially since it's possible that the tourist season might just start to heat up at this point. As it gets colder in other parts of the world, people look for relief in all areas. They run to the Caribbean for the sunshine and the beaches and all that we have to offer. We have the numbers up there as well. The calls at 300-1949 if you're calling, and 300-1950 if you're texting. And of course, the show is sponsored by Digicel, and the calls and texts from a Digicel phone are absolutely free during this show. So, dialogue with me if you have the time, and we'll continue to talk about some of the pressing issues in this community. I think I have a text, so let me see what the text says. Can any one of the politicians please change the rate of pay? $4 is useless. That's someone that texts in about minimum wage. And I like when I get a text like that, I like to make a historical reference to it, because I think that $4 has been in place now for quite some time. I would have to check the number of years, but I know it's not 1 year or 2 years. It's quite a number of years that $4 has been in place. And one of the things, let's be academic about it. One of the things we need to look at, not just with minimum wage, but with a number of other things, we need to look at the change in the consumer price index, and we need to look at we need to look at how things are affected over time, and make a mathematical decision, not just a fly-by-night decision, not just a political decision, not just an emotional decision, but use something that can be applied over time again and again and again and again. I mean, the Social Security Board, they gave a justification for increasing the Social Security fees, and I am in full agreement with the justification that they give. But that same justification can be given for a number of other things, but still we fail to make those changes. So yes, I agree that if it was $4, just drawing a reference in 2000 or 2002, this is 2012, and there must have been some significant difference from then until now. So I think it's time that we do what we normally do. If we have to form a committee. If we have to appoint some consultant, appoint some consultant, but take a look at it and see what are the the ramifications for, for changing it. I personally think that it is too low, and I think that it might probably be one of the reasons why some people prefer not to work in certain areas of the workforce because of the type of wages that are being offered. I also agree that I don't think that the pay alone should be an incentive to work. I think that every employer should look for a total package, dental, medical, time off, vacation pay, salary, everything. It should be a whole package. And we all know that some people get swimming pool and vehicles as well. So, the total package is what we should be looking at. I got another text. Please, at the waterfront taxi in Rotown, certain taxi drivers are overcharging the customers. I think we have a taxi commissioner. We have the rates posted. Some persons may not know the rates, I would say, but the rates, I think the rates are good rates. They were revised very recently. So if that is the case, I think somebody need to, whose authority it is, need to monitor that and correct it, because tourism is our business, and I have a colleague who say tourism is everybody's business. So if tourism is everybody's business, the person that takes that just did us a favor, because we all need to know when things are not going right in the community, especially in tourism, where the trickle-down effect from the tourism investment, I look at it as an investment. When the government spends $10 million to bring tourists to our shores, that is an investment. And that investment is usually translates into jobs and opportunities and cash money for our citizens. So we shouldn't take our investment lightly. I think we should take our investment very seriously. Those are the texts that I have so far, but the numbers are up there, 300-1949 for calls. And remember, this is the Speak Your Mind show. This is the people show. This show is an opportunity for all people in this community to exercise the right that they have through our constitution, our brand new constitution that we have, the 2007 constitution. And the constitution guarantees freedom of a number of freedoms: freedom of expression, freedom to congregate, and a number of other freedoms. And we have to take advantage of these freedoms. I'm one of those people who believe that if you have freedom and you don't use the freedom that you have, you might as well not have it. So exercise your freedom, but stay within the boundaries that are already in existence, and don't personally attack any person, but use your given freedom in a civil and meaningful way. So that $4 an hour thing, I think it should be reviewed, and it should be and I don't think anything is wrong with a public open forum on that and on other issues that we have in the community as well. The idea of having a public open forum means that the government or citizens on a whole will have the option of hearing from a large sector of the community, a larger sector of the community, not just one or two individuals, but whoever may so want to express themselves. And that is such a dynamic thing, because sometimes ideas come out that you never thought were even possible. I have another text that came in. Can that caller, in reference to the taxi, please let them know they can make a formal complaint in writing to the taxi commissioner, to the taxi commission. That is true. You can make a formal complaint to the taxi commission. That is so true. Sometimes, just calling a talk show or just telling some government person in office, something verbally, sometimes that doesn't get the kind of result that you should get. So I would agree with that text that go ahead, text her, go ahead and make a complaint, and say, let's see what happens. Let's see if some action is taken. And the MIND, I know in Rotown there are a number of taxi associations, and I also know that a few of them have up the rates right in the premises. So, you know, that is a good thing to me, because if someone wants to question what the rate is from Rotown to Long Bay, West End, down on the western end, they can always just say, you know, how much, and the guys will point out how much the rate is. Coming up on Monday, big day for President Obama, the 24th of January. Martin Luther King birthday celebration, and at the same time President Obama being inaugurated for the second time as President of the United States. I remember I said President Obama, not just Obama. Some people just say Obama, but it's really President Obama. And I think it's quite appropriate that it's being done on Martin Luther King's birthday, and which is a holiday in the United States as well. So the lines are still open. We're still open, and we're still talking about some of the issues in the community. And of course, I've touched on the DMV traffic, and I said I was going to talk a little bit about tourism as well. My take on tourism very, very much addresses that even the pay, because I think that the employers, as I was saying before, should look for the total package. You know, don't just look at the pay, but look at what all is being offered. And in some cases, I am one of those people who believe if you don't ask for something, sometimes you don't get it. So the pay, although I honestly feel it needs revising just because of how long it has been in place. There's such a thing as a cost of living allowance that would affect doing business in the territory from a human resources point of view. And the cost of living is something worked out, you know, based on the increase in the cost of the various household items: rent, groceries, shoes, clothes, etc. And I am willing to put it out there now and say, I know I might be quoted tomorrow, but that's kind of part of the job. But I'm willing to put it out there and say right now that the cost of living has increased from the last time we had a revision to $4 an hour up to 2013. That's this year. It has increased. And if it has increased, there is valid justification for taking a look at the $4 an hour. And I think that's something I can say without any reservations. Ladies and gentlemen, we've gotten to this point in the show where the sponsors that make the show possible are requesting that I take a short break. So I will be taking a short break, and I'll be right back in a few seconds.
Yo, you ain't checking for me no more, man. What's going on?
Girl, you're right, man. Things rough right now and ain't getting no better. I gotta cut back how things so expensive.
Wait, you ain't hear Digicel giving away some serious credit? With Digicel, when you top up by $15, you will get $100 free credit. I mean, that's 100 anytime Digicel minutes, free chat all weekend long to your Digicel friends, and unlimited text to any network.
Wow! Now with Digicel, I can save and we can party some more.
Party rock is in the house tonight.
Your credit lasts longer with Digicel. Now that's something worth partying about.
Everybody just
When you need total insurance coverage, Caribbean Insurers Limited is here for you. Backed by A-rated companies, Caribbean Insurers offers coverage for auto, home, marine, health and life, contractors all risk, employer's liability, and professional indemnity. Our life and health coverage is the best. Our in-house claims service beats all the competition. We cover you for disasters such as fires, hurricanes, and floods. We have a special deal for drivers under the age of 25, so switching to Caribbean Insurers can save you money. money. For the best claim service, fast and efficient customer service, stability, and longevity, Caribbean Insurance is a must for every household. We also compare our home insurance policies with any other policies for free. Caribbean Insurance has a wealth of insurance knowledge for almost 40 years in the insurance business and over 500 years total staff experience. Trust us to provide you with insurance when you need it. So, stop by our office today or give us a call and we'll come to you. Call 494-2728.
Contractors, homeowners, farmers, commercial building owners, utility workers, VI Construction and Maintenance Equipment Rental is pleased to introduce a new way of working. Working smarter and working safer. Working smarter and safer can save you money by getting the job done using the latest in available technology and most appropriate equipment to work effectively and efficiently, resulting in reduced manpower and reduced work time. This decreases your cost and increases your profit. Our MT55 can fit through a 3-foot doorway and weighs only 2,500 pounds. Yet this machine equates to 4 men. Our MT55 can move dirt, grade levels, hammer walls, walk as a forklift, dig post holes, excavate dirt, sweep roads and parking lots, till the ground, work inside buildings and on lawns without ripping up your yard. Cut your work time in half. Rent it today from Kame and start saving money and increasing your profits. Call us at 494-1863 or email rental@kmbvi.com. Daily, weekly, monthly, or weekend rates available. Work smarter, work safer.
Caribbean Basin Enterprises is your wastewater equipment superstore. Chromoglass sewage treatment for homes, institutions, and small communities. Grinder and non-clog pump stations. Manual and automatic grease traps. Subsurface wastewater drip irrigation systems, and more. For green communities, contact our Washington, D.C. or BVI offices or log on to cbebvi.com. Caribbean Basin Enterprises, your gateway to a world of savings.
From a mango tree, Plus, and grapefruit and strawberry. Pineapple, orange and apple, peach, Rossenia, mad grape will make it dance. Passion tangerine from the Caribbean, passion fruit and iced tea.
Turbo Plus, the refreshing family drink with the revved up fruit flavor.
Turbo Plus is distributed in the Virgin Islands by Tortola General Services.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're right back with you, the Speak Your Mind show. We had a short break and we're right back. I had one text that came in. I read that text real quickly. It says, quite frankly, Social Security needs to decrease. Many people get no more than funeral grants. So that's one person that texted in and said that I think Social Security offers a number of services other than funeral grants. They offer assistance to pregnant women. They offer assistance to persons after they reach the age of 65, and they offer a number of other services. So I wouldn't agree that they only offer funeral grants. And I think that one of the reasons why they did increase the increase the amount of money that persons contribute, is because Social Security is a scheme, is a longevity scheme. It's a scheme that is intended to be here, not for the present, but also for the future. We got some text that came in. Let me see if I could get to those real quickly. A pleasant good night. We have a big problem in Purcell Estate with the road that they say they fixed, but like they make it worse with these irons that they put in the road. It is very annoying. Us who live across here, the iron them falling in, and there's a lot of noise coming from them also. I'm just asking the government to please fix. I'm just asking the government to please fix. A lot of texts are coming in apparently. I'm just trying to get to the end of this one before we go fall in. Come and do it. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to switch a little bit on that text. I read it. It's the iron and the iron over the drain in Purcell. It's making a lot of noise to the residents that live around there. I'm sure it could be corrected, and it would really be a shame if a vehicle had to fall in there as well. There's another iron in the road in the vicinity of Melamood, right outside of Melamood, between Melamood and the supermarket there, right with supermarket. And a colleague of mine, his vehicle fell in it, and the wheel break off. And I think that needs some attention. It needs the grill, the iron rail need to be brought up to the height of the road. And you know, it's sad that happened to my friend, and he ended up selling his vehicle. But you know, I think when I was talking about the quality of the road, is that those are the type of issues I was talking about. So if anyone is hearing me who understand what I'm talking about, it would be really nice if we could get some improvement in those areas. Is there a union in the BVI? If yes, why isn't it active? Okay, there is a union in the BVI, and I will be quite honest with you and say why I feel personally it isn't active. And I've been toying with this idea to say this for the longest while. I think the reason why it's not active is because people are afraid. That's what I feel. Because in a lot of other countries I know there are strong labor unions. The labor in the territory is primarily a mixed labor force. You have some expatriate people and some local people. However, labor issues are so important, and a labor organization can be so strong. It baffles me as to why there isn't a labor movement. And I think you know, the reason may be because you know, some people may have used scare tactics against labor, and that's my opinion anyway. Can the government seriously look into the motorbike and please put legislation in place? Stop these careless death and accidents, which can be stopped, and they need to stop driving between vehicles that need to look into many young people having died over the past years. I'm listening to what the text just put in there, and I want to offer the other side to what the text is talking about. They're talking about the carelessness, yes, of some of the riders on motorbikes, and they're talking about riding in between the vehicles. And I want to also say that I think that there needs to be a conversation about the riders. And I think it needs to start with us, the public. I think we need to set up some forum where we can talk about what's happening. Oh, and they talked about the deaths on the bikes as well. So I think it's about time we have a conversation about bikes. And I think we need to start at the beginning. which is more than 25 years ago when the legislation was passed to limit the size of motorbikes to 125 cc. I think we have to go all the way back to that time and see why that was done and see what has changed since then and why people are still dying on bikes and why people are still having loud bikes and why some people who want to ride bikes and other ATVs and stuff like that are being discriminated against and not allowed to ride bikes. So I think it's a whole conversation. It's not just about the one or two incidents that we see on the road these days. I think it's a whole conversation we need to have. And I also want to mention the last point, and this is that bikes are an economical way of getting around in the community. Most of those guys riding those bikes would be without transportation if they weren't riding those bikes, because it takes like $1 or $2 to fill up one of those scooters. And if you drive a big SUV, it takes $100 to fill up the vehicle. So it's like the difference between night and day. Transportation, no transportation. So I hope that I'm raising the right types of issue about this right now, because I am also someone who used to ride motorcycles and can't ride motorcycles for the last 25 years because I don't want to break the law. So I think we need to have a serious conversation about what's happening, and motor vehicles kill people as well. We can't just single out one type of vehicle. We have fatalities from driving. We have fatalities from bikes, and we need to see. And also there are some people who are willfully trying to knock riders off of the road, and that is wrong. And I think we have to be a little bit more honest with ourselves, and I think an open forum on this issue is well overdue, and I think it will bring some kind of closure to it. And while we're talking about that, the jet ski is the next issue. Over 25 years again, we put a ban on jet skis. At the time when we banned jet skis had a propeller. Now jet skis don't have any propeller. They have jet propulsion, which is air coming out of the back of the jet ski. So again, maybe we need to have a open forum, or a powwow, a sit down, let's talk, speak your mind on these kind of issues. And one of the reasons I honestly feel we need to have this conversation is because these are two things that young people would enjoy doing, and in my opinion, if we continue to prevent young people from allowing themselves to be in active, safe activities, then and they don't have things to do that they would enjoy doing, we're actually limiting them in some ways. So, not to mention all the spin-off activity, sales, repair, parts and services and all that stuff. I've seen some of these young guys at work. I seen a guy take down a scooter in about 20 minutes and put it back up and click one time and it start. This is no joke. This is what is happening in the industry. So if we have people with those kind of skills and we're limiting them, we're also limiting entrepreneurship. And we're also limiting commerce. The guys that want to bring Harley Davidson bikes to the island. One Harley Davidson bike costs somewhere in the region of $38,000. We have to look at all of these issues. We can't just look at we can't take a microscope and look at a few guys who have been probably using the scooters inappropriately and discriminate against the whole industry. So that's my take on it, and it might not be a popular take, but I respectfully would listen to other views and then I would form my opinion. Again, the number up there is 300-1949 for calls and 300-1950 if you're going to text. And be that as it may. One of the other things I said I was going to talk about was tourism, and what part of tourism, in particular the customer service part of tourism. I am of the opinion that customer service is so important, and it should be something that is reviewed, practiced, reflected upon, all of those things to improve it from a day-to-day basis. I think that the frontline service people are the most important, and I jot down a couple of words, and I think most people in the community might either agree with me or add some more. I have done courteous, friendly, respectful, kind, helpful. The frontline people, who are these frontline people? These are people who you and I meet every day in the supermarket, in the restaurant, in the airport, in the seaport, the taxi drivers. These are all the people who leave a lasting impression on us, the people who they serve and the people who they provide a service to, and also the tourists that come into our country. And it seems like the colder it gets in the Northeast, is the more tourists we might happen to have. I have a text. Let me go to the text and see what we have. You misunderstand. I'm fully aware of the benefits. However, you must know only people who live long or women having babies benefit. Well, the text is talking about, again, the Social Security system. Now, the Social Security system, like I said, was set up not as something to pay out money, so to say. It was set up as a safety net, meaning, if you know a little bit about fishing, when you throw a wide net, when you have a big net, you're going to catch a lot of different things, and the reason why we need a safety net is because some people in our society may not earn, or they may not be as successful as some others. So there must be some kind of a net that could take care of the less fortunate. And that is what Social Security is intended to be. It's not intended to be something for you to live on as a pension, so to say, but that each and every one of us should also be looking after our own needs as well as Social Security. So Social Security is a net that you can fall back on, but you should make plans for retirement as well. And that brings me to retirement and a whole set of talk about retirement that's in the news. And I think we need a discussion on retirement as well, as more and more of us either approach retirement or consider retirement or are retired already. We need to have a conversation on retirement and see how we can improve things, as far as that's concerned. I am one of the people who believe that we need to do some things. We need to do some things, make some moves in some areas in order to improve, the whole aspect about retirement. I have a text. Work Mosquito Island last year, the last 5 months, and the year is a new year and still nothing. I guess the person is saying nothing, meaning no pay. So that's very inconsiderate of people who they're hiring people and not paying them. That's very inconsiderate. I think you have a good case to try and get that resolved by getting in touch with your employer first of all, and second, taking it to the labor department and see if you could get some resolution out of it. There's some new people working there, and I think you might get some results from it. And if all of that fails, go and speak to an attorney and see if you can get your rights sorted out. sometimes it's like that, you know. You have to do what you have to do to get your, you know. Don't be taken advantage of because you're a worker, honest worker trying to make a day's pay. Don't be taken advantage of. Exercise your rights. You know, that's my advice on that matter. So like I was saying, you know, the customer service, the frontline service, I'm going to repeat those words again: courteous, friendly, respectful, kind, helpful. You know, most of the times when persons interact with frontline people, they either need something done, or something they don't understand, or some service they're requiring. And it, you know, to be the first person to leave a lasting impression on someone is such an opportunity that I think that you know, that we need to pay attention to that. In some cases, I would even recommend retraining or you know, initial training and retraining. And I have a good colleague who used to operate a hotel for a number of years, and he even said to me, you know, the Castro, I will personally train people if given the opportunity. So there are people here who are very intimate with the hotel and service industry, and I'm sure they're willing to pass on that experience to, you know, to other persons in the industry. So if you seek out these people, I'm sure you'll find them, and we do need to improve the service that we're offering. I see it on a daily basis, and I think, you know, just that little bit more will help. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at that point in the show where we have to take a break for the sponsors. We're going to take a short break, and I'm going to be right back.
Yo, you ain't checking for me no more, man. What going on?
Girl, you're right, man. Things rough right now and ain't getting no better. I gotta cut back how things so expensive.
Wait, you ain't hear Digicel giving away some serious credit? With Digicel, when you top up by $15, you will get $100 free credit. I mean, that's 100 anytime Digicel minutes, free chat all weekend long to your Digicel friends, and unlimited text to any network.
Wow! Now with Digicel, I can save and we can party some more.
Party rock is in the house tonight.
Your credit lasts longer with Digicel. Now that's something worth partying about.
Everybody just
Less Than 10, the perfect place for kids' party supplies and just about everything for back to school. Whatever you need to make your kids' party a hit, we've got it at Less Than 10. All the top-selling themes: Hannah Montana, High School Musical, Disney characters, and superheroes. On a budget? No problem. We'll make you look like a superhero by putting together something special for your kids' summer party or any celebration. Remember, this is what we do. Let us take the stress off you. But here's the best part. When playtime is over and it's time for back to school, we've got all the supplies: books, art and craft supplies, rulers, erasers, pencils, pens. It's Less Than 10 again. Less Than 10. A quality, selection, and price are the perfect blend. We're located upstairs, Super Value. Stop by today. We're sure to have something just for you.
One Stop Auto in the R&R Malone Complex at Parkwood Bond, right next to the DMV. One Stop Auto has a full line of service parts, motor oils, professional tools, garage equipment, chemicals, window visors, floor mats, light bulbs, wipers, suspension parts, radiators, and a whole lot more. Need your vehicle license at the DMV? One Stop Auto has a vehicle licensing package just for you. Visit www.onestopAutoBVI.com for more information. Since it's a season for giving, One Stop Auto have great gift items for men and women, and they're offering 10% off everything in the store for the month of December. Visit One Stop Auto for all your automotive needs, and they'll fix you up good.
When
When I say Radiotron Electronics, I mean
HD TVs in all sizes from 19 inches, 60 inches from top brands.
When I say Radiotron Electronics, I mean
DVD players, home stereo system, home theater system, headphones for everyone from top brand.
When I say Radiotron Electronics, I mean
cellular phones, watches, car, audio systems, speakers, laptop computers, household accessories.
When I say Radiotron Electronics, I mean
repairs for your computer, cellular phone, HD TVs, radio installations for your new car sound system.
When I say Radiotron Electronics, I mean
the biggest music store in the Virgin Islands.
We are located in Hampton's Gut across from a gas station. Stop by today. You just might find a piece of electronics that you need at Radiotron Electronics, your number one sales and electronics repair center in Virgin Islands.
Radiotron Electronics.
Are the high rents, no parking, and traffic jams running you out of town? R&R Malone Complex has office, retail, and storage spaces you can custom design at prices you can afford. There is plenty of parking, central restroom facilities, freight elevators, and emergency backup power. Check us on Facebook or call 494-4345 to reserve your space today. R&R Malone Complex, a bigger bang for your buck.
Where adventure is waiting, where your future is calling, that's where Monterey Sports is going. Born for off-road running. Once you set it free, nothing will hold it back. Monterey Sports fuses the fun and comfort of Virgin Islands driving terrain, conquering toughness of off-road excitement.
With a powerful 3.5-liter 24-valve V6 engine, with the freedom to switch between 4-wheel drive and quiet 2-wheel drive. And in case you might forgot, it seats 7 with lots of room for cargo.
Get ready for a new point of view. Monterey Sports give you a commanding view of your surroundings with luxurious styling to make the ride all the more pleasant, combined with available fully automatic climate control and Mitsubishi power sound system.
The only thing more fun than riding a Monterey Sport is being in the driver's seat.
And with every purchase of a new vehicle, you get a free generator right here at Tola Mitsubishi. Guaranteed. Every purchase of a new vehicle, a free generator is yours to keep free. Be prepared. Tola Mitsubishi got you covered.
3 years labor-free servicing, 3 years warranty, and free vehicle registration.
Only at Tola Mitsubishi. Contact us today at 494-8652.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with the show, the Speak Your Mind show. We're right here with you, right in your living room, and we're here trying to deal with some of the important issues affecting our community. We have a text. Let me go to the text and see what it says. I think that person who worked for 5 months without pay is stupid. They should have stopped work after the first month without pay. That's easy to say, but there's some people who, you know, they've had a long relationship with someone, and they may, they may feel that the person had some hard times and might be still in a position to pay them. So, you know, employment issues are not easy issues. I must admit that. I mean, the whole human relationship issues are not easy issues. They're sometimes very complex and complicated, and no one fits all. So I would still encourage that person to try to get the money, and see if they can get something worked out quickly, because 5 months, that's a long period of time. And that's also a sizable amount of money. Yeah, I got a call. Yeah. Good evening. You've reached Speak Your Mind. Go right ahead, please.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Gordon.
Yeah, good night. Yeah, enjoying the show, yes. Good, happy New Year to you, too.
Yeah, I still have a little problem in Portugal with the road. I live here for a very long time now, and I know there is a problem in Portugal for a very long time concerning with the outgoing government, the incoming government there is now. And really and truly, I know the government just get in, and they're doing whatever they're doing, but Lord, the road in Portugal is really, bad. When I say bad, the stuff that they do in Portugal and the iron that they put in the road.
Yes.
It make a lot of noise, and different than the noise that it's making. The iron is falling in. Okay. And when I say falling in, if you drive in Portugal, you could definitely see a section of the iron is up and another section is way down low. And I either be driving, because I'm living in Portugal, and either be scared driving on the area that down low, because sometimes the other vehicles park on the other side of the road, so you have to keep on that same side where the iron is down low.
Yes.
It's scary. It's scary to really drive, and even in the night I live right by the road. And what I'm saying, I have to close down my windows, close them down tight, and I still hear it boo all hour in the night, because Portugal is a place that vehicle keep going and coming all the time. I mean, it's really annoying. And I just calling to say this. I don't know if because nobody in the government ain't living inside here, and they don't be around in Portugal to be, especially in the night. Because in the night, they're a charmer.
Yes.
It's really annoying, and I'm telling you so. I don't know if they could do something about it.
I'm pretty sure they can do something about it. They can, first of all, they can fix the iron grill.
Yeah, the iron grill. That's the one really. The road is okay. To me, I live in here for over 15 years now.
Yes.
I know we used to have the problem with the guts with the water. Well, the guts with the water to me is solving a little problem. I don't know when the bigger rain comes, but the iron is really annoying. And I know the government just gets in. I don't want to get it back. But no, it's really annoying when night come. And not for the people who just living in Portugal. There is a lot of people driving on that road, and you could never know when these things could jump in with somebody.
Yeah.
And you have to be vehicle. It could be bicycle, because the vehicle could be turning that thing down so far that even when them scooter bike riding in Portugal. It's really annoying.
Well, your concern is right along what I was talking about. I was mentioning another one that's down in the area of right way in Rotown. There's one there that's sunk so far down that a colleague of mine, his wheel break off.
Yeah,
this was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to be on the government, but because I wrong and I know how it goes, but it is something that they really need to look into, because it could destroy somebody.
Yeah.
You get it mashed up, I don't know who's going to fix it. The government might not want to fix it. Who's going to fix it?
Yeah, well, you're onto something, because I was going to talk about that as well. A lot of people are losing their shocks and other paths, and if you look at, if we have 18,000 vehicles on the road, and it's a high burden for the every individual to have to pay. I
don't want to disrespect the government, but I would really like one of these government guys to take the bed, even a piece of sponge, and come and sleep in Portugal. And they will hear these kind of nice things really making it in the night.
I could imagine.
Thank you very much for listening to my concern.
No, definitely. I hear your concern, and it's a valid concern. And I know you're not the only person affected by it. So I'm really glad that you're the one that came out and talk about it, because there are a number of other people that live right in that area that are probably affected the same way. I feel conscious when I pass there and I make the noise, but you know, but that's how it is. And I'm hoping that the people who are responsible and who can correct it, listening to the show tonight, or if they go online and listen to it anytime after that, they form some corrective action to to alleviate the problem.
Sometimes I drive on it and I try my best to not go on the one actually with the lower down than the rest, because these things look like they could fall.
You're talking about the one right in front of Bruley Superette.
No. Just as you come in by right, the gap, and before you reach bend down all around by Frame and Landry.
Oh, those down there. Okay.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Okay.
But I know the rest of them up top also make it nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how low they is, but I feel them to the bottom them is more lower than them up top.
Okay.
I just hope that they just look into it, because it's not about the noise alone, but it could cause a lot of injury. It could injure somebody.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay then, so thanks very much, sir. And
thanks very much for calling in.
Okay then, thanks, sir.
All right, night. Well, we have someone who is interested in the well-being of the Purcell community, and the iron grills in the road are making all the noise, especially at night when it gets quiet. We have another text here. Let's see what the text have to say. In Eastern Thursday and Saturday, the fire was called to the fill land. It's out of order to light a fire like that. It's toxin for the body, the baby who have asthma, the elderly, and the environment. Today's lots of people are suffering from polluted air and dying from cancer. And student, please look into it. Okay, so that's someone who is appealing to people not to, to have these fires out of control in the community because of the toxic fumes that could be showing up in the air. Shepherd Hill Road in Greenland is in bad shape. Someone need to look at the road, please. That is a good comment, but I think if I can say, I think there are a number of areas, and if I may mention a few of them as well, right? The bakery in town there by which used to be Josh Bakery, Smith's Bakery. There's a drain there that is really low as well, and that needs to be built up, because it could really damage a vehicle as well. The drain right by the waterfront, right where the commercial court is, that drain needs to be lifted up. The one I spoke about earlier, the one by right way in town, and it's not a matter of complaining, but it's a matter of looking out for the well-being of the community and to ensure that we don't have unnecessary accidents or people trying to avoid these areas and as a result getting involved in a fender bender. So let's see if we could encourage the areas to be fixed. We're getting close to the end of the program, but we're going to continue. One of the other issues is areas of the road that have deteriorated so bad that persons sort of veer from going into those areas and can also end up in a fender bender. So the appeal for the road work out there, man. Let's see what we can do to improve what we have. We're not asking for no new roads as yet. There's a building in the heart of Road Town by the roundabout that is adding another floor. There are officers in the building and the employees are working in deplorable conditions. Labor Department or someone needs to look into this. Okay. Now I think we're talking about the building there that's being added to, and I think construction sometimes can be interesting or unsafe situation sometimes, and I'm pretty sure the persons involved in that would know that they have to take proper care to ensure that that areas are cordoned off and the debris is taken out in a safe manner and all that kind of stuff. So I am positive that someone will look into that and ensure that that's done properly. Speaking about buildings, though, I understand a new building was opened up during the week with on the James Walter Francis Highway, and we're seeing some improvements to the stock of buildings in the territory, which is something good. I think we need to continue to improve the way the country looks. Although we're in some tough economic times, there's still some people who, are persevering and ensuring that we get some good quality. Taxes, we seem to be getting some increases in taxes, but I think some of us, we still need to be able to give to our charity of choice, and there must be some advantages to being married or living together, as in other countries. Right now, before we had our tax system changed, there was some advantage of jointly filing. But now that we're only paying employment tax, we've lost some of the benefits. So I think the persons who are involved should look into looking at if we're going to promote marriage and the unit family, that we should also look at some monetary incentives that are different. And while we're on that topic, marriage, when I say marriage, I also included living together, because in our country there's not that much of a differentiation when it comes to the way how the law looks at common law marriage. So include both and give us some relief. Give us some relief at in the pocket. That's what I'm saying. If you're able to, in the past when you filed jointly, you were given some relief, and to lose those kind of things in our society, I think is not good. It shows that we have lost that caring quality that we had before. Well, all in all, we had a pretty good evening. I wished everyone a happy 2013 and all that comes along with it. We talked a bit about the DMV, the traffic, tourism. The $4 an hour issue was raised, and I gave my take on it. I thought that that it's high time that we take a academic look at it, or look at the numbers, crunch the numbers, and have an open discussion about it, and move it from where it is, to where it should be. Customer care, frontline service, we talk about social security and some of the services that I offer. I wanted to touch on waste management a little bit, but that will have to be the next show. Talked about customer care. And I've said on the show more than one time, companies with a large customer base should have a customer desk in the store, and the return policy should be clearly written and posted in the store. We talked a little bit about the increase in taxes and that kind of stuff, and employment tax. All in all, we had a very good show. We had some people that text in. I have one last text that I'm going to read. Virgin Gorda Cargo Dock What is the government saying about it? I am one of those people who believe that we should separate the tourists and the cement bags. You know, we shouldn't have cement bags and tourists mixed together. I have not heard anything concerning any new development on it, but I know it's a topic that we are going to come back, and we're going to come back and come back on again, because we have to improve our way of doing business. We have to improve our way of doing business on a regular basis, and that is one area that would improve not only for local people but for tourists as well. And our product, our tourism product, has to be improved over the years in order for us to stay competitive in the market. So, ladies and gentlemen, all in all, we had a very good show, and as usual, at this time I would say, God bless these Virgin Islands and the people that live in them, and I will see you again next week.
Yo, you ain't checking for me no more, man. What going on?
Girl, you're right, man. Things rough right now and ain't getting no better. I gotta cut back how things so expensive.
Wait, you ain't hear Digicel giving away some serious credit? With Digicel, when you top up by $15, you will get $100 free credit. I mean, that's $100 anytime Digicel. Free chat all weekend long to your Digicel friends and unlimited text to any network.